The following presentation is a part of the National Heavy Boxing League's 10th season, celebrating 10 years of the premier level of heavy boxing in the Team Fortress 2 community, and a final send-off as the NHBL closes after its 10th season. From Singapore, it's the National Heavy Boxing League International Series, ready to bring you another two exciting bouts, best 5 out of 9, as the NHBL hosts its first ever matches in Singapore. Gentleman Fedora alongside Clayface and Sins, bringing you every bit of the action here as our 6 out of 11 matches. Good job with my statistician yelling my ears out as we see both matches about to occur. Heavy boxers are still sitting down there in the ring, and they're ready to compete. You have the story of the Magic Marksman, who lost in the super semis. He got completely swept by the Natascha heavyweight champion, Retro, who he isn't facing tonight. He's facing a heavy boxer, Brady the Bear, who's based in New Zealand, and surprisingly has a higher ping than Clayface, who's in Melbourne, Australia. So both of those heavy boxers are trying to find a way to not only make their debut in the NHBL, but to leave a lasting impact. Meanwhile, the reigning Natascha and Sasha heavyweight champions, Retro and White Russian Bear, are looking to continue their dominance in a collision of champions, as both of those heavy boxers, reigning champions. Well, the one thing we look at here, Clayface, at least for this first match here between we look at Brady the Bear, and we look at the Magic Marksman. Marksman, he got swept by Retro. How motivated is Marksman to make a mark? Trying not to make a pun there, but how motivated is the Magic Marksman to win this match tonight, going against a guy who's in New Zealand, especially after losing to the Natascha heavyweight champion?
Well, let me tell you something. Marksman was expected to compete against Spotted tonight. We all know that match got cancelled, but the Magic Marksman, he has the experience with fighting with high ping. As you know, competed in the European finals with over 150 ping, but tonight he's got a much bigger challenge. He's competing with 294 ping and standing, so one hell of a task for him tonight. On the other hand, Brady the Bear, he has never had a competitive NHBL match. However, he is a mod for the Heavy Warriors group, so he knows his Heavy Warrior, he knows his heavy class well.
He does, absolutely. And Sins, you former Swap Shop Boxing League head, we're glad to have you back in the booth. It's been a long time, but you've seen Magic Marksman up front. He was the title champion of the Swap Shop Boxing League when it was around. Does ping make any difference for him whatsoever?
Well, you're absolutely right there, Fedora. Magic Marksman fought for me in the Swap Shop Boxing. Yes, he was our top champion, and even on our servers, he actually had some decently high ping because he is from a different country, but. He's a fighting champion, that's for sure. Ping is definitely going to be an issue tonight. We are fighting in Singapore. It's not, the best, place for all these boxers. It's going to be like that for both matches. It's going to be definitely interesting. It's going to be a match that is going to be full of surprises because Ping on TF2, especially with the hit registration on this game, it is going to be full of surprises, but I can't wait.
Yeah, and we look at the ladder match that we have between the reigning Natascha heavyweight champion, Retro, and the reigning Sasha heavyweight champion, White Russian Bear. Now, Russian knows fully well he hasn't qualified for the NHBL finals yet. He has one chance to do that if he gets into the Xeno Gamers Battle Royale. But Russian Bear at least has a chance to get some prize here with each victorious boxer getting 6 keys. But what's it going to take for a Russian Bear to potentially win this match and give him big motivation going into the Battle Royale?
Well, White Russian Bear, he's been in the NHBL for a long time. Retro, he's been here, but he's still trying to find his mark. Okay, you can say White Russian Bear is one of the best boxers that ever came in NHBL, and it's strange at this point in this season he's not in the finals. That's kind of strange almost. So he's trying to get a little bit of motivation, trying to grind those gears, trying to get him forward into the finals. And when it comes to Retro, he's just trying to prove it to everyone out there that he can hang with the best of them. And if he has to go through tonight to go through White Russian Bear, he'll do just that. He'll do anything he can to show everyone in the world who's watching this that he is one of the best boxers that NHBL has to have, and he's going to show that tonight.
And Clayface, we look, of course, at Retro. He's the Natascha heavyweight champion. He's qualified for the NHBL finals. And here he is boxing in Singapore. What more could you ask for as a European heavy boxer?
This is an extremely hard match to call, because this is the very interesting point here. This is the first time in history, and this is incredible. But this is the first time where we have all 4 boxers outside of their native country, and we're coming for Retro and White Russian Bear style. This is the first time that they've boxed outside of their native countries. Of course, Retro has never stepped foot in a boxing ring outside of the United Kingdom, and of course, White Russian Bear has never stepped foot outside of the United States. So it can swing either way, and of course, none of them have that kind of feeling of heavy boxing with over 200 ping.
And now for what you all came to see, the mandatory warm-up rounds followed by the match. Now, Clayface, again, we look at, Brady the Bear. He's from New Zealand. He's got a higher ping than you when you're just across the pond, in a sense, in Melbourne, Australia. How much is this high ping going to affect Brady?
Oh, my God. Look, you can see in the warm-up rounds, they're just moving everywhere, shaking. Oh, this is going to be such a ping fight. But you know what? Somehow, it looks this is very strange. I mean, Brady the Bear has got the highest ping out of all of us, but I think it's quite interesting geographically. I think he's one of the closest to New Zealand out of any of us here. So either his internet's bad, or I have no idea.
And again, since we talk about the Magic Marksman, his success in the Swap Shop Boxing League, and he was on the cusp of making it to the Natascha Heavyweight Championship, but that was swept by Retro in the Super Semis. But the Magic Marksman is on the rise. He's trying to qualify for the NHBL Finals, potentially going into the Xeno Gamers Battle Royale if he gets in there. But what's it going to take for Marksman to get this victory tonight?
Well, I think the big discussion here is just paying. I mean, I know Magic Marksman. I've seen him box. Obviously, I've helped train him and everything back in Swap Shop Boxing League. He's a very smart competitor. I'm not taking anything away from his opponent tonight, Brady the Bear. I have never seen him box, but Magic Marksman is a very smart boxer. I see him using that ping to his advantage. He can probably get around his opponent really quick. He's got the agility in the ring. He's very good when it comes to ring savvy. He's probably going to use that ping to his advantage somehow. Magic Marksman is just a smart boxer, and that's probably his biggest draw to Magic Marksman.
And the first NHBL match in Singapore has begun as both heavy boxers are swinging. Marksman gets the first punch in and looks like he'll deal back a second one. They try to get their punches in, and Clayface getting a little bit upset at the hit registration there. As Marksman gets the first victory, it's 1-0 for the Magic Marksman. Clayface, what are you talking during my commentary for, man? What's got you upset?
What a ping fest, dude. There was what just happened there? They went in the middle, and all of a sudden, they're back at their corners again. Oh my God. The ping just went absolutely off the chart there. They were swerving around with over 300 ping, both of them. Marksman just shot up to 400 ping. Oh my God.
Here's round 2. Marksman has the lead as Retro tries to make it back here. First punch is thrown in. Retro deals it right back. Gets another one in there and keeps swinging and swinging. His hit registration fails to hit, but they're still swinging around and trying to get a final blow in there for both heavy boxers. As the final punch is dealt by Brady the Bear, it's tied 1-1. Since it looked like Marksman had the exact cusp of that round, why did he fail there?
You know what? I'll just say this: this isn't the prettiest match I've ever seen, and that's due to ping. And that's kind of like the topic of this event is just the ping. And Magic Marksman coming out of the gate, he looked like he was solid. He looked like he was, had some good form there. But midway through that match, you can blame on hit registration, blame the ping all you want, but Brady the Bear had more hits on more crucial points in the match, while Magic Marksman, this ping. Oh man, not the prettiest match I've ever seen, that's for sure.
So 1-1 tie in this 6 out of 11 bout. as both heavy boxers circling around the ring, and a lot more lag showing as usual, but both of them still getting their punches in as Marksman and Retro are trying to find something here. Marksman and Brady the Bear. Unfortunately, it's for Brady the Bear. Marksman takes the lead 2-1. You know, I keep saying Retro here. I think I'm just anticipating that match next, but we've still got a good match here between Marksman and Brady the Bear.
It's just very interesting to see how they are dealing with the ping. You see a few of the shots where there's a connection for Brady the Bear. He literally just punched air, and Marksman was directly behind him. I mean, they're going to have to really take their time and figure out how to move better in this one, definitely.
It's a 2-1 lead for Marksman as Brady the Bear tries to get some more punches dealt in, and it looks like he gets a little bit of trouble of hit registration here as Marksman falls, and it's tied 2-2. Since they're obviously keeping it close here, what is Brady the Bear doing right?
Well, I mean, Magic Marksman, he's got an interesting style. He's a very aggressive first, but if you try to counter his attacks and try to get around him, Magic Marksman has a hard time to recover. I think Brady the Bear was ready, pun intended, for Magic Marksman in those attacks. I mean, he might be because of hit registration, it might be luck, but Brady the Bear was dodging Magic Marksman's attacks, and that was the key to counter him and to get the victory in that round. It's tied 2-2. It's a very interesting one here in Singapore.
May begin when the bell rings.
Here we go, round 5, as it's tied 2-2. Both heavy boxers utilizing their typing of yes in the chat to their own humorous needs, as both heavy boxers still getting their punches in. A nice twirl move by Brady, but it does not serve him well there as Marksman takes the lead 3-2. Clay, it looks like that was an interesting. I think it's like the gator roll strategy that Sins here coined for spotting. It looks a little bit like what was happening there.
What strategy is there in this match? I'm struggling to find a strategy to this match. It's literally both of them going straight into the center of the ring, and they're both knocking into each other, air pushing them back, and they're literally connecting with each other somehow. I don't know how they're bloody competing with this lag, but it seems to be going not too bad for both of them.
Here's round 6, a 3-2 lead for Marksman as Retro tries to come and swing, and he's using the gator roll strategy much more than we thought he would, stealing a little bit from Spot, and I wonder if he's watching this broadcast as it works for him, and it's tied 3-3. Sins, you coined the gator roll terminology for Spot and strategy. Are we seeing an exact Spot and look-alike here?
Well, I actually saw in chat, and it seemed like Baxter coined that, but I did mention, though, that maneuver that he was doing, that Brady was doing, was similar to what Spartan does. I mean, I don't know if Spartan trained him. I don't know what the deal was at, but it's working for Magic Marksman because I said before, if you counter him and you get behind Magic Marksman, it's really hard for Magic Marksman to hit you, obviously, because you're behind him, but two, it's just, plus with the ping as well. I mean, I hate to bring that up each time, but that's the thing. I think it's playing in the back of both of these boxers' head.
Here's round 7. It's tied 3-3 between both of these gentlemen as Marksman lays the first punch in there, showing his dominance in the ring as Mr. Brady is still trying to get the gator roll strategy going, and he's had a little bit of success with it in the last round, but punch is missing, and Marksman ends up taking it 4-3 on the lead. Clayface, he's got 2 more rounds to win here. What is he doing right?
I don't know what to say. There is a hell of a lot of ping coming. I mean, of course we have to bring up the ping into this. I mean, it's insane that we're fighting with such high ping, but it's actually a very exciting match. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, although it's not of higher quality because of the ping being so high. I think Marksman is just using his more of experience. As I mentioned earlier on in this broadcast, he is a guy who has competed with over 150 ping in the European finals, so he's using that kind of experience to his advantage.
4-3 lead for Marksman. We'll see if Brady the Bear can tie it up again as he has this entire match. Marksman did get the first punch over Brady as they both deal their punches in, trying to get an advantage here and meeting each other in the middle. That was pretty blatant by side there. But Marksman 5-3 on his lead. He's 1 round away from taking it all here. Sins, what's he got to do to finish it out?
You know what? He needs to stick to his game plan. I think a couple rounds ago, it's just been a back and forth contest. I think finally Magic Markson he has a strategy down. He needs to reinforce it. He needs to just be a little bit more aggressive. You have to work with the ping. Don't let the ping work against you, I guess. Clayface has mentioned before, Magic Marksman is used to this ping. Maybe not to this extent, but he's had trouble with ping, even over a Swap Shop Boxing League he did. Magic Marksman, he's doing really well. He's got one more win, and then he'll win this entire match, first match in Singapore.
Round 9. Marksman 1 round away from taking it all here, but Brady has to win 3 in a row to take it. We'll see if he can get that uphill climb as both punches in, and Marksman is going to take it. 6-3 in Singapore. We're going to send Sins down to get an interview in just a moment here. But Clayface, is this what we expected from Marksman? Is he just so dominant that he could beat anybody in the ring?
First of all, this was not a solid dominant win. He dropped 3 rounds to Brady, and they were both on 300 plus ping pretty much the whole fight. But congrats to Marksman, and good bad luck to Brady. But it was a solid work. It was a solid fight.
So Marksman, me and you, we go back a long time, obviously, and it's very good to see you back to boxing. I know you had a little bit of a struggle recently in the season, and just in general, trying to work on your comeback. Is this the right step for that comeback? Just referring to what Magic Martin said in chat. Honestly, I'm very content with the path I've paved for myself. It's going to take work, but I'm very confident. I have many good boxers to take down. Always the more confident boxer. You've always been a little overzealous when it comes to things, but you always had the skill to back that up. So after this match here in Singapore, I mean, gotta ask, how was dealing in that match with that high ping? Martin says in chat, I'm used to fighting on other boxers' home turfs. It's become quite old for me now. I've adapted and I've overcome. NHBL history, in my opinion. So it sucks because this might actually be his last season. Who knows? And it sucks at this point that he's I guess Twilight. This whole season was supposed to be his big last year, maybe, and it's not looking too good. So this is going to be motivation. Hopefully, something to push him forward to get in the NHBL finals. But yeah, the deck is definitely stacked against him.
And Clayface, I know exactly how much you love European boxers, and you could promote them to the ends of the earth. But with Retro, the Natascha heavyweight champion, boxing here in Singapore, he's qualified for the NHBL final, so he's just boxing here for another few keys and such. But how is this going to be potentially a mirroring of what we might see in the NHBL finals if Russian Bear qualifies?
Well, let me just say one thing. Retro's ping is not going to be as bad as it is tonight to the NHBL finals. The NHBL finals were expecting, I think, 130 ping for Retro NHBL finals, which is still, which is still boxable. I like to say. But tonight is a big test. This is the champion versus champion clash. This was supposed to happen for me later this year, but you guys on the stream are getting a huge treat here, and it's the only place where we could actually get fair ping on both sides. So they're exactly the same. My watch Bears on 270, and on Retro is on 271. So it's an extremely fair match.
Round one between the collision of champions is underway as Russian Bear right from the get-go is aggressive, heading to the corner of Retro and getting his punches out in the middle of the ring as they circle around. Retro a little bit more conservative, but dealing his punches back in as Russian is trying to get another punch there. He's down several punches, and Retro's conservative strategy gets him the first round victory. Clayface, obviously on that, Russian Bear had sort of the advantage there. What did Retro do correct?
These guys are both very different playing styles. Russian Bear's the more aggressive, how I like to say, balls to horns guy, charging in there straight up, kind of like you see in Spain, where they whip out the red flag and they wave it in front of a bull. That's why Russian Bear. Retro is the more calm and relaxed, conservative guy who kind of takes his shots well and times everything perfectly. It's a very interesting fight here. Two just very different playing styles. And here we go. Oh, sorry.
You're good. Round two. Russian Bear again aggressive, getting his punches in and is trying to deal them back, but Retro easily retaliates, and both of them even punches between each boxers as Russian Bear takes it. He ties it up 1-1.
You were not here.
That's the kind of effort we've seen from Russian.
Well, you know what? Russian has a lot on the line. He has a lot to prove. He's the veteran here. He's trying to, Retro, he's not new, but he's still trying to, figure things out here in boxing. And, Retro's trying to beat the reigning champion over here with White Russian Bear. And so far it's tied up. It's both evenly matched. And Clayface really hit the nail on the head when there's two different playing styles. And you can definitely tell in the ring that, there's just two different playing styles, and it just works so well for each boxer. And it's going to be interesting seeing in this next round of if it changes, if it keeps on going, of how they would react.
Tied 1-1 between both of these men as Russian again tries his aggression, but Retro retaliates. It's the first punch thrown in. Both heavy boxers trying to find an opportunity, just keeping their conservatism among both of them as Retro deals that second punch and tries to get another one there. And Russian Bear is trying a little bit of the gator roll strategy, stealing from one of his competitors as both heavy boxers get their punches again. Retro being the more aggressive one here as both of them finally get it in, and Retro takes it 2-1. You're right, Clayface. It was a close bout there.
It was extremely close, and Russian Bear was trying to do some forms of fancy things just to kind of feel out what the boundaries are with the hit reg. And Retro was backed in the corner kind of most of the time, kind of backing up, and Russian was just charging in and trying to find where that kind of point of the hit reg lands, but tough job there. Really, really, really tough round.
Russian Bear.
There's round three, a 2-1 victory, 2-1 lead after the false start there. As both heavy boxers are getting around the middle of the ring. Retro has the advantage as both of them deal their punches evenly back in. Retro and Russian Bear. Russian Bear ties it up 2-2. And since Russian Bear is keeping it very interesting here in Singapore.
Yeah, this is actually a really entertaining match. If you're really watching it closely, like we are up here, you can just see there's a lot of strategy going on. White Russian Bear, he's trying to not be too aggressive. With this whole ping situation, you don't want to get too aggressive and work against the ping. Like I said before, you need the ping to work with you, not against you. And he did just that. Retro a little bit, I guess I don't know how the word it. Basically, just a little. I don't even know what the word is. A little anxious, I guess, getting to punches and all that stuff. While White Russian Bear, the veteran here, is knowing what he's doing, and to see if the next round that White Russian Bear can finally take a lead in this.
Here's round 5 as they're tied 2-2. Easy escape from Russian Bear from his corner as he's tried cornering Retro a little bit there. Punches flying from all across the ring as Russian Bear takes the lead 3-2. Russian's halfway to getting another 6 keys. Clayface, what's he got to do to keep it strong?
I'd say stay on the aggression and stay away from the ropes, man. When you get pushed around with 270 ping, it's not fun. So stay away from the ropes. My God.
Here we go. 3-2 lead for Russian Bear. As both heavy boxers trying to get their punches in. And a lot of hit registration missed there as both heavy boxers getting their punches in, trying to deal some more in. As Retro falls, it's 4-2. Russian Bear has the lead over him. Since you were right about that risk-reward factor you talked about at the last minute there. It's clear there.
Yeah, I mean, I think White Russian Bear is starting to get it. He's starting to figure out what his limits are in that ring with the ping issue. As you've been seeing, like White Russian Bear has been connecting a little bit more with his hits. Retro still a little shaky here. Paulie with ping, Paulie with hit registration. That's a big part, and our listeners here, or people reviewing this, are probably tired of us saying it, but it's true. People are dealing with this ping right now here in Singapore, and I think White Russian Bear has got it down. Maybe not to a T, but enough to win this match.
4-2 lead for Russian Bear as Retro is trying to climb out of the depths. He gets the first punch dealt against him as Russian Bear is taking the lead in punches here, and he does. 5-2 for White Russian Bear as he is one round away from taking the victory here, Clayface. What is Retro needing to do to crawl back and win 4 rounds in a row?
Like, just keep on backing up, man. Don't go straight in there. Keep on backing up. Don't worry about that.
It's 5-2 for Russian Bear. One more round victory, and he wins 6 keys. Will take 4 for Retro to get it here. How's it going to be for both of these heavy boxers as Russian has the advantage? Retro trying to get his punches in, manages to get another one in there, trying to get it in, but Russian Bear takes it 6-2 in Singapore. We're going to send Clayface down to get an interview there, but Sins, obviously Mr. White Russian Bear had the dominance here. He kept short selling himself in the chat, saying that he was definitely going to lose, but he managed to win it even with the extreme frame drops. How is it possible that Russian Bear downing on himself is his motivational factor to win?
I mean, I know it's been a while since I've seen White Russian Bear box, but I'm pretty sure, didn't he do that before, where he comes in boxing matches and he kind of downplays himself? I don't know if he does that on purpose. I don't know if he does that because that's just how he feels. But once again, it was just, all credit to Retro. He hung in there. He's still learning a little bit of boxing and everything, while the veteran White Russian Bear still showing his dominance here in NHBL. This might kickstart him to put him into the NHBL finals. This is a great motivation for White Russian Bear. Hopefully that all works out.
Well, I'm here with White Russian Bear and G'day Russian in Singapore here. This is your first match outside of the United States, and it's been a long time since we wanted to do this, but here he is. White Russian Bear is in Singapore. Russian, first of all, how are you feeling with the lag?
Sad.
These interviews never get old. I swear, it's just a one-worder. Alrighty. Okay, Russian. Let me ask you this: when you were competing against Retro, at what point did you feel like there was no way to kind of deal with this ping? So what kind of what sort of changed when you had to compete against him?
I just figured out I had to punch him really, really hard.
Well, I mean, but what type of skill are we dealing with here? I mean, what exactly did you have to bring to the play? What was the tactic going in, other than trying to punch him hard?
That's it.
Alright.